If you know the Rove Hotels, you already know the energy. It's fun, it's fresh, and it's youthful. And they're bringing that exact same energy to Rove Home in Meydan Horizon. We're going to take a look at the significance of the developer behind the project, the significance of the location, and what this project offering looks like. I'm Sunny from Inside. Let's take an inside look. As we all know, when choosing a project, one of the most important questions we need to ask ourselves is who is the developer? And I want to give you an overview of ALAIN and to show you who they are and what they're capable of. Now, they're actually one of the leading UAE asset management companies, but I want to show you this slide, and it's the board of directors, and you can just take a look at the people that are leading this company to understand that you're going to be in safe hands. The chairman is His Royal Highness Sheikh Hamdan. You can Google him to understand who he is and how important he is in the region. Now I've given you an overview of the strength of the leadership team. Let's take a look at who they are and what they've delivered. Actually, they are across 10 countries. They have delivered 819 hotel keys. They have delivered more than 2,200 residential units. They have delivered more than 90,000 square meters of commercial space, and they've delivered more than 130,000 square meters of industrial space. So they are across anything that you could imagine within real estate. Let's take a look at the map here. So we can see they have a presence in the US, the UK, Finland, the Middle East. So we are across US, Europe, and the Middle East here. So they have a real global presence. As a quick overview of what they've delivered, we have ALAIN Tower here, but perhaps the most famous is Address Beach Resort and Residences in JBR. Now, this is iconic not only in the UAE, but indeed the world. And we have the video of the penthouse and just how stunning those views are from there. With regards to the hospitality and what they've delivered there, we have discussed obviously Address JBR, but we also have the Intercontinental in Fujairah. And for those of you that don't know Fujairah, definitely worth taking a look when you're here, because the views, the scenery, the nature is absolutely stunning. Then we have the Doubletree by Hilton in Dubai, and that's obviously a very globally recognized brand. And we also have the presence in Abu Dhabi. So now you should have an understanding of how solid ALAIN is as a developer, but actually it gets better than this, because for me, one of the most exciting things about this developer is that they are also in charge of the Four Seasons on Saadiyat Beach in Abu Dhabi, perhaps one of the most important, stunning projects that we are having this year. And for those of you that are interested in what that looks like, only 116 units, do look at the video that I've already done, both here in the office and at the sales gallery itself, where you can see the stunning beach and views. By now, I'm sure you should feel very comfortable about the developer behind this project. The second most important thing that we're going to look at is the location. But if I mention the word Bukadra, I'm pretty sure that most people, even within Dubai, have not heard of the area. So the question to ask ourselves is, why has ALAIN, such a prestigious and well-established developer, chosen this location? So we're going to zoom out a little bit so you can understand where Bukadra is. We are here. And as you can see, we are not far from the center of gravity, which is obviously downtown and Business Bay. We're just a 10-minute drive already, but as you can see by the connectivity, we already have these well-established roads, which are the like veins of the city, that are taking us to these areas. What's also really important is we are right opposite Ras Al Khor Wildlife Sanctuary. For those of you that don't know it or haven't been, I would definitely suggest a visit. So we have that feeling of nature within close proximity to us. Additionally, we have the design district. I recorded a video on Miraz's new launch, The Edit, there, so you should definitely take a look at the significance of this area. But essentially, it's going to be a center for culture, art, fashion, and innovation, and it's still in its early stages of being complete. Then we have Dubai Creek Harbour, which has already become a favourite for many of the residences in the UAE. But when I've been speaking to my investors, whether it be to buy or to rent, they really like the area, but they struggle with the connectivity to get into town. So this is why Bukadra offers us a really beautiful positioning. On a final note, what's really important about the area is that we have Shoba Heartland too. So this is not an area that is completely in its early stages. because what we've seen here with Shoba Heartland 1 is the successful delivery of a master community. And if you haven't seen Shoba Heartland, then you should go and see, or you should look at it online, because you can see the magnitude and the scale of what they've delivered. So the fact that they are now in Bukadra building Shoba Heartland 2 is important to note. Now let's talk about the project itself, Rove Home. Now, many of you may know the Rove Hotels, and I wanted to share with you my own personal experience. So just before I was waiting for my apartment to be ready, I stayed in a Rove Hotel for 3 months. And what I can tell you is that actually these places are designed for interaction, building community, and I've made friends that I still have today from my stay there. In fact, quite possibly I didn't want to leave. So I think that that is the kind of energy and space that you get when you stay in a Rove Hotel and a Rove Home, a Rove community. Now let's take a look at Rove Home. So we have a presence in downtown, we have a presence in Marassi Drive, which is Business Bay, and then we have Dubai Marina. Now we also have HQ by Rove in Business Bay too, but what we can say about all of these locations, Business Bay, downtown, Dubai Marina, well established. So the question again is, why have they chosen Meydan Bukadra as their next location? Let's take a look. When we look at this render, we can see that the Rove is situated here, and there is this central lagoon running across the area. Now what's significant is that we do see lagoons in master plan communities such as Shoba, Emaar or Damak, but we do not see them with independent towers such as this community. So it's the first offering of that kind. As we can see from this render here, we're just 6 steps away from the central lagoon, which is swimmable. And with regards to the architecture, it's very Rove style, timeless, elegant and understated, and it's definitely the type of property that's not going to age in 20 years time. So I think that's very important. We can see here we have the amenities, we have the podium level, and then we have the residential towers above us. We are positioned next to the road, which is giving us nice accessibility. And as you can see from this render here, we are also within that close proximity to Ras Al Khor Wildlife Sanctuary, which I already mentioned to you. Now let's take a look at the amenities, and I've mentioned this across a number of videos now, that this has really become an integral part of residential communities in Dubai, and more importantly, what end users and rental tenants are expecting now. No longer is it okay to just have a gym and a pool, you know, that's not enough. So we have outdoor yoga. I myself am a big yoga fan, and sometimes I don't want to go through the traffic to get to a yoga studio. The convenience of having it right at your doorstep is wonderful. We have running tracks, and as you can see from the render, it's nicely integrated into the community for a nice flow. We have the outdoor exercise area. Of course, we have cabanas and sun decks. We have the steam rooms, swimming pools and jacuzzi. Now this slide is again really important and personal to me, because I've already mentioned the sense of community that the Rove Hotel gave me. Here we're going to have multifunctional rooms, and also I think this is a really important play for people that just want to integrate with their neighbors, hang out, and have that sense that they're not on their own all the time. Co-working and meeting rooms were hugely fun for me, because it meant that you could obviously work and then you could interact with your friends or make new friends. Then we have the working pods if you need to make a meeting or have a Zoom call, so you do have that privacy. And then we have the residences lounge, and I think again, bringing people together, these amenities are super important. So when you're finished with work, now let's talk about what we have for fun, because we have the games table. Again, I spent hours playing table tennis with my friends when I was staying in the Rove Hotel. We have the entertainment and the gaming rooms. I'm not very good at gaming, but I'm sure many people would enjoy that. We have the putting green, and really beautiful, we have the outdoor cinema, and that's a lovely way for people to connect in the evenings with their friends and with their family. So what's nice about the project is that with it, when you buy a Rove Home, you also get the significant discounts for the Rove Hotels. Now, as most of the people that live in Dubai or from overseas, we also have a wealth of people that want to come and visit us. Sometimes we can't accommodate them in our own apartments, but it's nice to have something that's like a like-for-like experience. They can stay in a hotel, nicely discounted. You also get the discounts on F&B and complimentary working spaces, which you can use. So for anybody who lives in Dubai or across the UAE, you would know how reliant we have become on services. The Rove Home, we have the a la carte services. So we do have the option for for homekeeping, which is nice. Then we do have the laundry, dry cleaning and alterations. I myself took my dry cleaning to a company the other day. I had to go there and pick it up, and that takes time. I always need alterations, but I don't have the time to go and get them. So these kind of things make life a bit easier. So we also have the vacant home maintenance and engineering services, which is nice to know that your home is well taken care of when you or your tenants are not there. We have a florist service, again, beautiful touch, because who doesn't like to get flowers, but sometimes it's the inconvenience of having to go and get them, etc., etc. Then we have personal services, from fitness to personal shopping. And for those of you like myself who get overwhelmed by the crowds in the Mall of Emirates or Dubai Mall, again, this could be a super nice touch. We have childcare and nursing services for those with families who want to go out for the evening. And then we even have assistants and secretarial work. So I myself have a pending list of admin, and it would be nice actually for someone to take care of that for me. Let's take a look at the residential tower. Obviously we have the basement, which will have the parking. We have the ground floor amenities. We have 3 podium floors and the first floor of amenities. So for those of you that are buying on the first floor, it's actually going to be more like the 6th floor. What's nice about the offer is that it's very stripped back. It's just 1 and 2 bedrooms. And here, from my own personal experience, I would say that choosing the right unit really does matter. For example, when I purchased my home, I chose direct pool facing. And now I understand that when I want to rent it or when I want to resell it, it will be more desirable. So the question I want to ask you is, do you know how tenants and buyers choose apartments? So the floor layouts follow the same formula. We have 7 1-bedroom units and 3 2-bedroom units, which are positioned within these corner spaces. Now, of course, it's a simple question of supply and demand. When it comes to resale or wanting to rent this property, then we have limited number of 3 bedrooms. Of course, that makes more sense. So this is my favorite 2-bedroom unit. It's a type A, and it has the 2 balconies, and it has a very clean layout in terms of the open plan kitchen and the living room, the 2 bedrooms. And what's beautiful about this project as well is that it's fully furnished. So when we look at the renders, we can see what you can expect. So all fully furnished units, which is beautiful because it takes the stress out of everything. If you're moving there yourself or if you want to rent it out straight away, you can literally turn the key. In terms of the color palette and the design, very Rove handwriting. So neutral throughout, but with these pops of color that really energize the space, still maintaining that clean aesthetic though. For any investors out there, I actually think the fully furnished Rove handwriting makes it an excellent short-term rental play, because people will be used to the hospitality brand and they will feel that commonality within this space. An important component of any investment decision is of course the payment plan. This one is wonderful. It's 50% during construction and 50% on handover. Very few developers actually offer this on the market. As I've mentioned before, ALAIN are well established and quite frankly, they don't need your money. So let's take a look at how that breaks up. We have 20% as the down payment, of course with the DLD fees. Then in 6 months time, you pay 5%. In 12 months time, you pay a further 5%, and like so until completion Q1 2029, where you pay the remaining 50%. Now, I would also say that given how the area will be developed by then, we can expect a return on equity to be favorable already. Let's look at the pricing. So we are looking at around 1.7 for the 1-bedroom, 2.7 for the 2-bedroom. What that means in terms of equity required, we're looking at 850,000 dirhams or roughly $230,000 till 2029. And then for the 2-bedroom, we're looking at 1.35 million dirhams and $360,000, again all the way up until to 2029. This is why we believe it makes a very smart and strategic investment, because relatively speaking, it's small outlay until completion. And when that whole area is mature, that's when you're going to see the real benefit of your investment and the returns that we may be able to expect. I would suggest you drop a message, because we are at expression of interest stage. I've already highlighted units that I believe are strong, and you should reach out now in order to get the right allocation. I'm Sunny from Inside. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, keep your standards high and your decisions sharp.